The United States and its allies are firing back after the latest icy blast from Russia's President Vladimir Putin, a chilling warning which conjures up some Cold War nuclear threats. All this coming ahead of a G8 meeting this week with President Bush, who has now arrived in the Czech Republic. Our White House correspondent Ed Henry is there as well. He's in Prague. Ed, what's behind this latest blast of harsh rhetoric?
Well, the Russian president, as you know, Wolf, is very angry about U.S. plans to build a missile defense program in Eastern Europe. And today, frankly, the White House was caught off guard, however, by the fact that the rhetoric just escalated. Russian President Vladimir Putin is talking tough, warning he may aim nuclear weapons at targets in Europe unless the U.S. stops plans for a missile defense system in the region.
If this does not happen, then we will withdraw any responsibility for our retaliatory measures, because it wasn't us who initiated a new round of arms race development in Europe.
That rhetorical blast came even before President Bush left the U.S. for the G8 summit, with a stop first in the Czech Republic, where the White House wants to place a radar system for the missile shield. The White House insists this will be no threat to Russia, and is merely designed to protect Europe from Iran and other rogue nations that may launch attacks from the Mideast.
They should view missile defense as an element of long-term security for Russia, and that it is a very productive area for cooperations between the United States and Russia.
Putin isn't buying it, expressing fear the defensive missiles could be used as offensive weapons against Russia.
We think that there is no reason for placing an anti-missile system in Europe, and our military experts believe that this system will cover the territory of the Russian Federation up to the Urals.
Kremlin watchers say the White House appears to have misjudged the fury the missile defense system would spark.
Really provoked a genuine and deep anger in Moscow, a sense that here was America coming up to its own back door in a very provocative way.
There was at least one anti-missile defense protest today here in Prague, a sign that Mr. Bush is going to have a tough sales job to the Czech people, who are very skeptical of the fact that the president wants to put the radar for this defense program here in the Czech Republic. Later in the week, the president going to Poland, where he wants to put the interceptor missiles, also an uphill battle there. And both of these stops are only going to anger Mr. Putin even more, raising questions about whether the Bush-Putin meeting at the G8 summit in the middle of the week might overshadow the entire summit. Wolf.
And the president giving what the White House is billing as a major address in Prague tomorrow. Is he expected to bring up Russia, and couldn't that escalate this confrontation, this, I guess we could almost call it a crisis, even more?
Yes, and maybe. He is going to bring up Russia because he's going to be talking about what the president calls the freedom agenda, trying to spread democracy around the world. But will it escalate the tensions? Maybe. The White House is certainly hoping that the president can prod Russia on democratic reforms, but not turn this into a Cold War. But that might be easier said than done. As you know, Wolf, the tensions are escalating.
Ed Henry on the scene for us in Prague. Thank you, Ed. We'll check back with you tomorrow. The president may have a different view of President Putin now than he did after their first meeting back in June 2001. Listen to this.
I looked the man in the eye. I found him to be very straightforward and trustworthy. We had a very good dialogue. I was able to get a sense of his soul.
The dialogue may be a little bit more strained when the two presidents meet this time around, and President Putin invited to go up to Kennebunkport to meet with the president later in the summer. We're watching this story very closely. We're also watching